All right, we want to talk about CNN Plus. We've been covering this story. I've been fascinated about this big steaming pile of garbage that is CNN Plus for months now.
Well, okay, we want to tell you that CNN Plus came and went without much, but we don't want to gloat.
No, I do absolutely want to gloat.
No, we don't.
I want to gloat. I want to gloat.
That comes off wrong. We don't want to gloat.
We have
a
more,
little bit want to gloat.
let me say this. We have here on Redacted, on this show, more subscribers, more viewers on this show covering stories that actually matter to you than CNN had at all. CNN Plus had, okay? CNN Plus in 21 days is now closing down. This is unbelievable. So I am going to gloat about it because we predicted it. We predicted it a long time ago that this was going to happen, that CNN would shut down and shutter its doors. CNN Plus would. Because who was going to pay $6 a month for garbage where for a corporate run, I don't know, tech-run bullshit news organization feeding you garbage stories that you can already get on CNN regular that you can watch at the airport for free. I mean, this is the kind of stuff you're basically saying. I guess the way I'm saying this is you get CNN for free pretty much, right? Like if you have cable, okay, if you pay for cable, great. But like CNN is kind of always on in the background.
Yes.
It's the thing that's on at the dentist office, right? It's the thing that's on at the airport. It's just kind of there, right? If someone had to come up to you and say, hey, what do you really want in your life for your news? Like, what is the main source of news that you want? Would you pay for CNN? Like, no, it's not a part of my cable package anymore. Screw that. I don't even watch it anyway. I'm watching, Bravo, watching Top Chef or something. Are you going to pay $6 a month additionally for this bloviating from this corporate-run bullshit network?
Okay, but
what? Find the silver lining.
No, I'm not going to find the silver lining, but I would like to show some empathy here because I don't want it to come off as like, again, as gloating, because we are a media company and they are a media company, but CNN has not proven themselves very trustworthy.
Okay, there you go. That is the part where you can be gloating,
or
where you can say
nonpartisan or anything, right? Like they pulled us 2 feet into the pandemic, told us all kinds of things that weren't necessarily true. They scared the crap out of us. So why shouldn't we be gloating that this piece of a turd is now off the air or is going to be taken off of the air? They choose their stories with a bent, and so it's not necessarily that because, well, what the network says is like, look, this piece, it was like CNN Extra. Like you can watch us in regular ass CNN and you can get more of those, right? You can get more of these people you like and maybe some other people like Chris Wallace. And, okay, that didn't work, but they're saying we're going to double down on our regular CNN. So that in and of itself is a reason not to gloat because we don't necessarily want those resources to bloat up existing CNN when existing CNN fails us as a populace.
So here's what you do, right? Here's your idea for a streaming network. You hire people from current CNN. You basically just like maybe you give them a little bit of an extra contract and you say, hey, Brian Stelter, come on over. You're going to do a media show on CNN Plus. First of all, I don't know what the hell they're thinking because his show on CNN, when he is not there, the ratings are actually higher than, this is a fact, by the way. When Brian Stelter is not hosting his own show, the ratings are higher than when he's on it. So that's the guy they gave a CNN Plus show to, just to be clear, okay? Then on top of that, you hire other yahoos from CNN people like Don Lemon and others who are literally actively pushing fake stories like the Jussie Smollett story and other things. You're going to give them shows on your crappy streaming service instead of maybe reaching out to people like, I don't know, people who have an audience, who are doing great work. Somebody like, I'm just like going to throw this
Abigail
out there.
Schreier.
Or like Aaron Mate, for instance, or I don't know, like Joe Rogan, or people who could move the needle for you.
Right.
Like instead they spent $300 or close to $400 million on this launch. Think about Joe Rogan's contract with Spotify. That's peanuts compared to what CNN just spent on this giant sack of crap. I mean, think about the amount of money that they spent to market this thing. They could have put it towards actual journalism. They could have said, here at CNN Plus, we're different. We are going to expose the stories that no one else will cover. But they don't learn.
How about this? This is what I would pay for CNN Plus. We're going to tell you all the ways that we have misled you and laid you behind the scenes in the editorial decisions.
There you go.
That made us do that. I would watch that.
Yes.
I absolutely would.
I would, there you go.
And here's how it would go. CNN Plus brought to you by Pfizer. So we had to tell you these things as such, right? Maybe I would. I just like, I worry that they're like, oh, good, we're going to double down on regular CNN. And I was like, oh, because this doesn't necessarily mean that we all get less CNN in our lives. It actually means we get more of regular ass CNN, which is not so great to begin with.
Right.
So I don't know. They have incoming president, Chris Licht. So he seems to be making some changes. I don't know. He's famous for Morning Joe. And then also he did... right.
Oh, good.
Well, Morning Joe was considered a hit when he began it.
No,
and then he also pioneered CBS Early Show.
Okay.
I'm sorry, CBS Early Show I worked for.
Morning Joe, let me just say that Morning Joe was never considered a hit. It's still not. It's only considered a hit amongst like Beltway people in Washington, D.C. who want to hear their names being mentioned on the air, like by Joe Scarborough. It is not a hit. Does anyone here in our chat watch Morning Joe? I mean, I'd love to see.
I've heard of it.
I've heard of it. I mean,
I think they considered it a hit for what MSNBC could do in the mornings.
Okay. Oh, that's good. But just compare, I am going to gloat. Look at our channel. So come on over here to Redacted, right? This is youtube.com/redacted news. This is our channel. Okay. We have 644,000 subscribers on this channel. And it's, and it's free, by the way. Okay.
And we don't want you to think anything except for yourself. Like, I literally can't think of one thing I have an agenda about, except not using plastics, single-use plastics.
One thing I could almost guarantee is if the United States government reached out to Clayton and Natali and we're like, we want you to run this story this way, it's almost guaranteed they're going to be like, nope.
Yeah, that's the thing. But with CNN, they literally have people from the CIA who work at CNN. So what do you, this is a mouthpiece and arm of the military, industrial, and intelligence community. That's exactly what these companies are. Why should we be shocked by this at all? This is what they do. So again, I'm applauding this. I just can't believe that it just took 21 days for this steaming pile of horseshit to collapse in the way.
Can you think of anything that is your agenda for getting on the air? Like things that you care about? Like I really care about not using single-use plastics, and
I do have an agenda.
I harp on that a lot.
Here's my. I think Philip, maybe you could back me up on this. I can't stand the military-industrial complex and taxpayer dollars going to war and bombs. Like for years, that has been something that I've been absolutely passionate about. That is my agenda on this show. Even like last night as the show was ending, someone asked me the question and I didn't get a chance to answer to it. Edward, I think if you're here watching, Edward Smith maybe was the question. Does that mean, Clayton, then you wouldn't like send any weapons to these countries? The answer is yes. I wouldn't send a damn bomb. I don't want anyone dying for some political ideology, for some Western imperial ideology. Absolutely not.
Oh, people die for Eastern imperial ideology too.
Yeah, sure.
I am not of the opinion that any weapon makes the world safer.
No.
Yeah, like if I had any agenda in life, it is that I think everybody should be able to have the freedom to live as comfortably as they can and bring no harm. So I would rather flip the military budget so that we get things like free education, free healthcare, and just like let people live. Yeah, right. So I agree with that.
But you're not allowed to, that's the thing. So that's my agenda. I have that one agenda. I have a coffee agenda. I like coffee. I'll talk about coffee and I'll try to encourage people to buy good coffee and not shitty coffee.
Yeah.
Like the beans that are sitting on a store shelf for like any longer than a week or dried out and not tasty. You got to get the good stuff, get a good subscription to coffee. Like that's important.
You say that, but Clayton never passes up even a crappy coffee, like in the place that changes your brakes and they have disgusting coffee. And he's like, yeah, I'll have some.
I
you can't say you're a coffee snob if you will drink that.
I don't care about my coffee. Like I'll if I don't finish my cup from yesterday, I'll just throw it in the microwave the next day and I'll just drink it. It's sitting out all night. I'm like, that's just good enough.
Yeah, it's acidic. Sure, it preserves
So
itself.
before Clayton loses his mind, I do have a silver lining on the CNN Plus going under. Like I do see the bright side of this, and that is now we can get Chris Wallace at a discount because they're going out of business
There
sale.
we go.
And so now we can discount Chris Wallace.
I want, discount Chris Wallace is what I want. No, you know what I want? I want discount Brian Stelter.
There you go.
Actually, discount Brian Stelter is Brian Stelter.
You're cracking me up.
Thank you, Brian. He already is at a discount. So you don't know. I'm sorry, I'm going to gloat, and I just can't believe that this thing even lasted. It's amazing that this thing lasted 21 days.
I tried not to gloat, for the record, so don't send me shitty tweets, because I got one the other day when we said that we had more viewers than CNN, and someone said something. So send
you can direct all of your mean tweets to me.
Okay.
Good luck finding me.
Well, hey,
if you can catch him.
To that person that said they were upset that we had more viewers than CNN. Well, now CNN Plus doesn't even exist anymore. So now you can send, if you want to send that mean tweet, you can. I mean, now it's not even a question of who has more viewers. They don't even exist anymore. They're going under and collapsing. So,
I think we're starting to get some attention when the mean tweets are starting to come my way. So
yeah. Oh, good. Keep them going to her.
I was like, oh, what's this? Normally people ignore me, but okay.
Yeah.
Here we go. Click, click, click.